I'm just going to sit here and write some new Star Trek because I'm so awesome.
We grew up on television. The tube was our babysitter, guiding us through the tube. Morals sent by transmitter. This is where you go to get down to the know about great TV shows all on one show. It's time for some TGIF right here on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield.
Oh my goodness, that's a great intro. Hey, get ready for a bright light. Bright light! Afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. It's end of the week for most people, not everybody. When I was a paramedic, I'd be 3 on, 4 off, and then they'd rotate. And some people, you get some shitty jobs that make them work weird hours, and I get it. But for most Americans that work for normal businesses, they work Monday through Friday. And Friday is the end of the week. It's payday for a lot of people. Anima, though, she got paid this week early. She got paid early, so she's a non-Friday payday person.
What? No, I've never been. I get paid at the end of the month, but we have a
You get paid once a month?
Yeah, I'm not American. I still work for a shitty company, but they have us on a rotation. So you pick one day a week between Monday and Friday. That's your day off. Obviously, for me, that's Monday, and then you work every other Saturday. And I'm on the rotation that has Saturday off this week, thankfully, because it has been a week and it's long enough with 4 days. So
Right.
yeah.
So hey,
I'm all for TGIF right now.
Josh Coe is here. Greetings, Josh. Josh, and yes,
And
we are free. I know I'm reading. I'm looking over here, motherfucker. My buddy Zax is here.
Hi, Zax.
Happy Friday to you, my good friend. I'm his Gare Bear. And then my limey prick friend, one of my many limey prick friends, Andy Morrow, is here. I've been getting some great messages from him and from Tim today about shit going on over there, like from the Lego festival or convention to the fucking protests going on over there. And it really cracked me up, though, and I can't remember who sent that to me. Was that you, Andy? Did you send that to me? No, it was you. Yeah, you sent me the Sunland protest video. I thought it was funny when I'm watching a video and I've got it set to 1080p and it's coming through all fucking pixelated. I'm like, why bother to put it at 1080p if you're not going to shoot at 1080p? Just put it at 480 or 720. Don't bother with 1080.
And please don't take the video in vertical mode.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
For the love of God, quit being boomers. Even you young people do that
People are
shit. Man.
still doing it. And it's so
I know.
annoying.
I love it when one of my I've got a scientist friend, you know that, John Brandenburg, and he'll pop on and he'll be in vertical mode, and I'm like, turn the phone, turn it, and then he'll do it, and then like, oh, and it'll look right, and then he'll just drop out, and I'm like, he'll be back. I'm like, give him some time.
He's our rocket scientist, and he still says nuclear. It cracks me up.
Nuclear, yeah. Don does too. Don Ecker does, and every single time he does, because I had those words like beat into me as a kid, say these words correctly. So I wince. I'm like, I twitch a little when somebody says it wrong.
Well, he
Like-
also says they hung him instead of they hung
Oh,
him.
hung. Oh my God, that drives me up a wall.
Me too.
But I don't
I'm
care.
not
I
even
love
a
Don
native
Ecker.
speaker. Me too.
I love Don Ecker, and I love John Brandenburg. They're great fucking human beings. And I'll tell you what, man, when it gets down to the nuts and bolts of science, John Brandenburg knows his fucking shit. He just can't pronounce nuclear.
I think it's
But look,
funny. It's hilarious.
Charles Haig couldn't pronounce it either. Or is it Charles Haig? The guy who was Secretary of State under Reagan. Yeah.
Oh,
That guy kept saying nuclear all the time. And I'm looking at my dad like, you hear this? He goes, yes, I'm hearing it. I get, that guy's in charge of the military. What the fuck?
And then you joined the military and you understood.
No, actually, most of the people I knew in the military knew it was. These were high school graduates that were college level. They were going to get their money to go to college, so they're not idiots. So I didn't know anybody in the military when I was serving, closely involved with me in my company, my platoon, my squad, that would mispronounce words like that. That's something that's learned over time. Nobody corrects you.
Yeah, and I think it's unfortunately becoming more and more common. If you look on the
grammar in general, it's like now everybody says he was hung. I said no, he was hanged. If you say he's hung, that means he's got a big penis.
Yeah.
Well, you hang a paper, a painting. I went, that's right, you hang a painting, and it was hung. Yes, the past tense of hanging a painting, but the act of hanging someone is called hanging or hanged at all times. It's never.
Okay. At another time, when we have more time, I'm gonna need you to explain that to me.
Explain that to you. All right. So it's an active verb, by the way. So anyway,
No, but why is different when it's referring to an object from when it's referred to a
because
person?
with a human being, it's an active verb. You're using it as an active verb. You're hanging him.
Oh.
You have hanged him. The hanged is the active verb past tense for hanging someone. He was hanged. And it's just a grammar thing. And I'm telling you, the nuns started it, and my dad took over once I started going to public school. So, yeah, I knew it was going to head that way because, look, man, there's a difference between being a cop and being a fucking jackboot.
And what?
And right now, we have too many fucking jackboots in the UK Canada, and in liberal cities in the United States.
And in Canada.
I just said Canada first.
Oh,
I said Canada and liberal cities and states in the United States. We have a problem with a population of jackboot-minded cops. And I can't support them. I support all other cops, man. I have friends.
I noticed that in English-speaking countries, the things are horrible, man. Australia, New Zealand.
That's because this is what they're fighting for in England right now, is their heritage. This is our home. This is our country. We're proud of this country. And you're trying to take it away from us and guilt us at the same time that you have to do this because you're white. And it's like, that's not a fucking reason. It's not a reason. Somebody's race is not a reason. It's culture that matters.
France is lost. France lost.
Oh, France is gone. They are, I don't know. Well, I don't think they can ever come back. They're so far gone. Canada's getting really fucking close. They got some guys finally fighting up in Canada, but it may be too late for them. I'm sorry, Zax. I do feel that way when I see just how your fucking piece of shit Trudeau, just like, it's like California right now. California is lost. I don't think there's any way to save California. I think that it has to absolutely fail. No, it just needs to completely fail. And then bring them back. But boy, don't you fucking elect any more of those cocksuckers. I'm telling you. So, Anima, you walked away and the show started now. You wanted me to tell a story today, and I can't remember what it was. Can you type it in the private chat? The story you wanted me to tell today for our who's line? I mean, who would I lie?
Would I lie to you?
Right.
Yeah, our end of the show.
Which is one of the greatest shows in the history of British television. It's so fucking funny, especially when you get Davies on there, man. And what annoys me with the host, and I love that guy, Welsh comedian, he calls him Davis every single time for years. That's all he calls him, and he never corrects him. His name is Davies. There's an E in there. No, I hate saying it, though. I still hate saying it because I know you're stuck up there, buddy. I have so many friends up in Canada and over in the UK that I just feel god-awful for. But then again, we got shit happening here, and we're trying to fight it. But people are afraid because they turned standing up against your government into an insurrection crime. And that's not it. You have the right to stand up, but if you have the wrong political slant, they'll turn it into a violent riot, even though there was not one single weapon there.
Dude, hear me out. In Venezuela, criticizing the government is cataloged as hate speech.
Yeah.
And it's a crime.
And I know that the United States announced today that Venezuela, the winner, was the alternate member of the election, but it doesn't matter because Maduro's still fucking holding office, and he's got the military and the jackboot cops to back him.
Yeah.
People, you want to know what it's going to look like in America if you keep voting the way you do? Look at Venezuela. And it's going to take fucking a lot of killing to straighten that shit out. And that sucks. When your country gets so far gone that you have to take to the streets and go into a battle like France during their revolution, our streets during our revolution, even though technically it was a civil war.
By the way, this is a long ass slideshow that I made, so I'm gonna bring it up right now.
Okay, go ahead. This show is just fantastic. It's 7 episodes. Martin took 7 episodes and turned it into one long slideshow.
How long is it? Just
hour and a half.
That's amazing, dude. You've got so many elements here because basically Keith and I talked about this with this show, and Keith is a big fan of this show. And Martin, if you want to, you can call Keith and see if he wants to join us because we're talking about a show that I know he likes, because this show is very much what John Wick was originally going to be. A lot of people don't know this, that the original John Wick was like late 60s, early 70s in age. He was an old man, and he's forced to come out of retirement to kill some bad guys and his old skills and bring them back. And so the old man is kind of like that. And we that was something that he and I both keyed in on and just really loved that aspect of this show, that this guy is an former top of the line killer for the Central Intelligence Agency, working in Afghanistan mostly. He bartered deals because that's part of the deal when you're working over there. Sometimes you work out with people and you create your little internal world, and he does that. And he's now living at a point where we're starting to slowly discover through the series everything that's happened. And finally, at the end of the episode, something I suspected early on, you find out this secret at the end of season 1, that you've got this one character with a relationship with the other character, and you wonder what that relationship is. And when you figure it out, because I figured it out like in the first episode who it was, because I recognized the voice over the phone. And I hate that when you know an actor well enough that you spot their voice over a phone in a scene, and there's supposed to be like a reveal later. And it's like, I already know. I already know who it is. I suspected early on that what their relationship was. And then we find out, yes, that's what it is. But then at the end, it is flipped on its head.
I still don't get it though, how recognizing an actor's voice makes you figure out something in the story that makes no sense to me.
Because he's talking to the family member over the phone,
Yeah,
and I recognize that actor, and then we see that actor later, and I'm like, oh, there's that actor. Oh, that's her. Okay.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
yeah, that's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to Keith, and he's just about to hit the road, so he won't be with us.
Oh, damn it.
That sucks. Well, Tom. Well, anyway, I'm sure you already talked to him. Finished. So that sucks.
I had a similar experience like that when I watched the movie Phone Booth. I'm like, oh, it's Keith Sutherland. In the movie, it's Keith Sutherland.
Oh yeah, you recognize his voice immediately. Yeah, that was no big twist at the end. So what is this? The only thing that makes us different is we have so much physical space. We're more diffuse and diverse. We don't have a large majority of immigrants from a single culture. And what's interesting is that right now, they have lost a lot of the Hispanic vote because they're going more conservative now because they're Catholics. And a lot of Catholics are going conservative. And I grew up Irish Catholic, so I was a Democrat as a kid. And now my whole family is Democrats. And the only people in my family that are still Democrats are the fucking idiots. And I'm not going to say their names, but they're most of my siblings. I'm going to say all of them, but I am going to say a majority of them. Like the only one it's not is when it passed away. So all my living siblings are idiots. That's narrowing it down, I think, a bit too much. So people, they'll know. Because I love them, but I can't stand them. I can't stand listening to the stupid rhetoric that they spew out of their fucking mouths. That's why I like making fun of them. Like my sister, Luann, when she was like, defund the police are horrible. They're nothing but fascists and blah, blah, blah. She gets robbed. I said, oh, I'm sorry, sis. Like, what are you going to do now? You can't call the cops. Well, I called the cops. I went, but you're against them. The hatred she shot at me was awesome. And I've been doing that since I was a kid, fucking with my sister Luann, just fucking with her. So anyway, this is a great opening. You get to meet the main characters, and you know who John Lithgow is. He's still active in the agency, while
no, he's in the FBI at this point.
He's still working with the agency. No matter what, he's working for the federal government. It's all the same fucking suit. He's still a fucking federal stooge. And then you find that he's been trying to be retired. And things, of course.
Well, he just lost his son and wants to care for his grandchild.
Well, he's in such a state because he's having nightmares at night because you find out that he lost his wife, the woman he loved. She lost her mind as time went by, and now he's beginning to fear. And this is the actor that plays him when he's young. And I think they did a fantastic job with the younger.
Yes, they did. He was from the dad from Lock and Key, I think. But as marvelous this casting is, man, the casting for Harold is even better. It's incredible. That guy
casting for the whole show is great.
Yeah, but that guy can talk. He talks exactly like John Lithgow, and he.
Yeah, it was weird. It sounded like Lithgow had dubbed it, but it's not. It's him.
Yeah. No, it was just perfect. Also,
I have to check if they have the age him.
Yeah, brilliant. Very believable.
Oh man, the whole casting was.
The basic synopsis to the series is over on IMDb. A retired CIA agent is being hunted by both the agency he once worked for and his own nightmares.
Oh, hang on a moment.
when an unknown man suddenly visits him after nearly 3 decades.
I want to say something here because it says retired. I believe that they all think he's dead.
No, they do. He's a lot like Denzel Washington's version of
Man on
Robert
Fire.
McCall.
Harold know he's alive, and the other guy, their father figure, he knows he's alive.
Well, Harold knows and his daughter knows, but I think to all the other people, he faked his own death to be able to just disappear.
Yeah. So you want to get into this, honey? Describe what's going on right now.
No. That's fine. Go on with the
Okay,
summary.
this is a flashback where he's remembering
Meeting her.
No, this is stateside. They just left Afghanistan,
Yes.
and she's baffled by all the different type of pancakes and waffles that they have in the
Yeah,
States.
also,
What the hell is this?
he's already set on we're going to build a future and find a way of life that's good for us. And she's just doubting everything. She's a fish out of water in a culture that isn't hers. She ran away from her husband with her kid, as we learn later. So she's just like, how are we doing this? She's very vulnerable in that moment. And she has to trust him.
Yeah. What is this? Okay. Yeah, and I like how the show starts.
That's the phone
With,
call when Harold calls him and,
yes.
and gives him his
No,
options.
you as the monologues proceed, you understand that it's a phone call, but that it's a monologue that sounds like a reflection, and it's his daughter telling him how she has seen him through the years, and then you caught up with the fact that they are talking on phone, and she said that she's worried about him because he doesn't sound like he used to sound.
I think she's
like-
been worried ever since her mom died. And remember,
No,
she
she's
wasn't
worried
even able
about
to go to the funeral.
his state of mind.
Yeah.
He's saying, what is happening to you? You're not the same man. She says to him that she always felt that he was invincible.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out something that we skipped over here is that they send somebody for him in the middle of the night, and he suspects he just has that instinct. He trusts his instinct, and he goes out and starts putting string and cans together as just a basic jury rig alarm system. And he suddenly gets woken from a nightmare, and he doesn't know why, but he suspects he heard something woke him. So he goes downstairs fully armed, and there is a guy behind him with a silenced pistol, and he turns, and the dogs nail him. I love his dogs. Thunder and Lightning.
They're awesome.
Thunder and Lightning,
Dave
as
and
Martin
Carol.
reminded me before the show. Thunder and Lightning. Fucking awesome fucking Rottweilers. I love those dogs. And Lotties are such an awesome breed. They really are. And I love that the guy's on the ground with the
dog in
dog's
his
mouth around
throat.
his throat. And I'm like,
the dog is just holding his throat, his neck, waiting for the command to bite through or let go. And the dude is like,
and all the commands are in what language?
in German.
German.
In German.
They are trained in German,
Yeah.
apparently, so that if somebody steals the dog, he cannot give him commands, and he cannot understand the commands that the dogs are given, so they cannot prepare for attack or whatever. And I think it's pretty awesome.
You know what is his main attack line?
Well, hold on a second. I want to point this out. This is important. The premise. The reason they're after him right now, not only because of that the incident that led to the guy finding him. That's the guy finding him. What causes all this trouble for him is that he calls the police afterward, but leaves the silencer on the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And that sets off alarms all over the place. And he knows that he is now on the clock, running out of time.
And
that's
you
why he
watching the
calls his
show,
daughter.
The audience knows the moment when he asks the guy for his name and the guy doesn't answer.
Wouldn't
that
answer him, he just kills him.
A, the guy is a professional, not giving his name, and B, he is a professional, knowing he's not giving the name. This is an assassin.
Yep.
You know
And
what
you-
is
when you sit back and go like, ooh, okay.
What,
the
Martin?
main command attack for the dogs?
I forget.
I know
He says, "Screw his balls."
No. The command is fast. You do never want to hear that from a dog owner. If he says fast, he's sending the dog on you. It means get him.
Yeah, they do something like that here in Mexico.
You hear him say that at least once, and I'm like, this is so cool
Yes.
that I know the commands.
And by the way, I love the way during the entire season we cut back and forth from the past and slowly going to reveal something. Something's coming. And you're waiting for it until the final episode.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
And what's funny is you don't even know you're waiting for it. What?
Thunder and Lightning was something that I came up with. It's not canon. I don't know the real names of it.
I do. It's Dave and Carol, and actually they have 4 dogs, 2 males and 2 females. And sometimes they switched colors because the more action scenes they would use the 2 male dogs, and for when they are on the couch cuddling with him, or they would use the 2 females because it was just more in their character. So, but you'd have to look very closely to spot that. But
by the way,
dog trainer did
some
an
trivia
awesome
for
job.
you. You know the character Lassie, the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In all the TV shows and films, Lassie, a girl dog, was portrayed by a male collie because the trainers explained that collies are one of the dumbest breeds and the hardest to train, especially the females. And so Lassie was always a boy. I always thought that was funny since I was a kid.
The beagle on
But
Enterprise
but he
is a boy
identifies as a
played by
female.
girls.
Trans
by
dog
girls.
representation.
This is why they always, when they are on a planet and the beagle is with Captain Archer, the beagle runs off to go pee. You never see the beagle pee because he would sit down, squat down like a female. It was
Squat,
supposed to be a
yeah.
boy. Yeah.
Oh, this is a cool scene. Look, build up to this scene is so fucking good because, again, this is a guy that hasn't had to do this shit in probably 25 years, 30 years.
Muscle memory, my man.
And he's trying to rely on muscle memory, but man, he gets winded quickly because he's fighting a guy 30 years younger than him.
And physically stronger.
Oh, yeah. Definitely physically stronger. And I just love the fact that they show him kind of getting there, but fucking struggling. And finally, in this scene, you get to see a guy get taken out by fucking dogs. But in this part of it, though, this is when he ends up losing the fight and he gets his ass handed to him and he ends up handcuffed in the back of the car, right?
Yeah, and the other guy's like, yeah, I got you. And then the dogs turn up.
He killed one, but this guy's still alive. He flexi cuffs him, puts him in the car, and he looks out the back window. And I remember watching this going, oh, his dogs, man.
The dogs are running behind.
He knew those dogs would not stop. They were going to follow him. And once I realized that when he causes the accident, I'm like, oh my God, the dogs are coming. And this dude has no fucking clue. And yes, again, he's putting up a good fight, but this young guy's kicking his ass, even injured from the accident when he flipped the car. God damn it, man. He's like saying to him, he says, man, just give it up. You ain't got a chance. And then realizes that he's not looking at him. He's looking beyond him. And so he slowly turns and sees the dog and he gives the command. Oh my God. I fucking love this show. This is a 7-hour movie. That's all this is.
Yeah.
Dude, when he rammed those guys' vehicles out of nothing.
Oh, when he came and hit it, T-boned him. Oh man,
that shit got me thinking, what?
Yeah, and Gary paused it and told me this is called offensive driving.
Yes, It's what we used to refer to it jokingly in the military, because you learn defensive driving against being followed, pursued by an enemy, and you also learned how to assault that vehicle. That's the
Look,
character.
that is the guy.
That's young John Lithgow's character, and he is spot on fucking doing Lithgow. He's
Absolutely,
nailed
yeah.
his persona, and on top of that, he sounds like Lithgow.
Yes, it's incredible.
So this is really the first time you see the two of them together. They meet. So this is where it's revealed to you they've worked together before. They have a professional relationship. And who he is he is a guy that works with the locals to kill Russians. It's his primary function is hunting down and killing Russians.
Man, the whole thing with King Kong scarred him for life.
Oh, Jeff Bridges. So the young version of Bridges' character is, they call him a spy, but in reality, he's an infiltrator. He infiltrates and he hunts and he kills. And he uses his relationships to find his targets. But at the same time, he also develops these relationships. And sometimes these relationships, especially with Afghanistan, can become very complicated. And he has a very complicated relationship with Hamza, the main character, that you don't really see him much in this film. Or in the show, you see him a couple times when he's younger, and you only see him as an old man at the end of the season. You finally get to see what he looks like now.
Man, this guy grows on you.
Well, I did not like him at first.
Yes.
As time went on, I was like, this guy's not a bad dude. I thought he was, figured he was an infiltrator. He had been sent there to infiltrate and spy on him. That's what I figured he was doing. But he ends up being a good dude, doing what he's told to do and doing what he believes is right in the end.
Yeah.
He makes moral decisions.
I like that you don't get to see the old version of him until the very end, because that is also when the two of them face each other for the first time in 30 years.
Man, I fucking love this show. There is not a single character that is wasted. There is not a single character that is boring. There is not a single character that is not
you
compelling.
meet Joel, I'm sorry, what's his name? Joel, oh my God, the guy that played the Asian master in Remo Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He plays kind of a dark character, a scary character. And he is, I'm telling you, no friend to either of them. He's not a friend to Lithgow or to the girl either. He's not a friend to anybody. He is his own man. And he tries to push things a certain way. And if it doesn't go that way, he'll order your death. And that's why I don't like his character. He won't be back, though, I'm sad to say, because he did die. If they got any footage of him, it was right before he died. The actor.
Okay, what I read of that character is that for a moment, he is in conflict. Because as he said, he loves both of them like they were his own children. But he loves more the game.
Yes, he loves the game. And worse, the most horrifying part, people like that aren't actually capable of love. He is sociopathic, possibly even borderline psychotic. Because guys in that kind of position usually are borderline psychopaths and sociopaths, which makes them very dangerous.
You have to be in order to do the shit that they have to do. If you're a normal person, you will go crazy.
You'd be scarred for life. And they do look for people with certain traits. Now, what's interesting here is, he's renting this property, finds out from this woman that she actually lives there. Her husband did this out of spite. And she's not happy about it because he has big dogs. And so he's like, well, let me, let's fix you dinner or something like that. And we can talk then. And she goes, you're not going to convince me otherwise. And so I like this scene, this back and forth between these two. Because
here's a fun fact about her, Amy Brenneman. She's a huge dog person. And when she learned that her character was totally not a dog person, at least in the beginning, she loved that. She loved
she got to play against character.
So uneasy. Yeah. She really liked that. She has dogs
Um,
of her own. They sleep in her bed and everything.
I do like that one moment when they're talking, and she goes, "Those dogs have been sitting there looking in the window without moving for over an hour. Will they not move?" And he goes, "They'll move when I
Not unless
command
I
them
tell
to."
them. Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit. She starts to understand these are really well-trained dogs. They're not the dogs that are going to tear up your fucking property.
Yeah, they're not pets.
They're
No, he just
tools, they're
says-
devices, but he loves them.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
loves
doesn't
them
call
so much because you know what he does.
Hmm.
Because he's so afraid that they're going to get hurt. He eventually releases them into the wild. Says, "Go."
No,
Because he's afraid they're going to get hurt.
he hands them. He hands them over to.
I thought he just released them.
No.
No.
Who does he hand them over to?
I don't know. It was a woman in a uniform, and when he's
I just don't
leaving
remember
the
that.
dogs, yeah,
You got to
and when he's
remember,
leaving
I
the
am
dog-
doing artwork while Anima is watching
I
this, and I'm
know.
relying on this show. I'm relying off my memory from over a year ago. It's 2022, the last time I actually watched and paid attention to this show. So we're talking 2 years ago. Then I could have sworn he just released him. There he is. Now that's Joel Grey. Now Joel Grey, you might not know who he is. He's best known for 2 roles. First role, he was the gay owner of the cabaret in the movie Cabaret with Liza Minnelli. And it was a club that was eventually going to get shut down by the Nazis. And he also is famous for playing the teacher of Remo Williams in the movie Remo Williams.
no,
Fred
it
Ward.
wasn't him.
Yeah, it was
No,
Joel Grey. Yeah,
what? No, I
go
think
look it up.
it
Don't
was-
say another word. Don't say another word. Go
Okay.
look it up right now, and you'll see it. I know what I'm fucking talking about. It's Joel Grey. Joel Grey is also the father of Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing. And you know, she got that nose from her mom, not her dad.
Yes,
And
you
when
were
had it
right.
fixed.
I know I'm right. This is that funny thing. You always think you're so right. It's like 95% of the time I am right. There's that 5% where you guys have corrected me and I acquiesce and go, yep, you were right. You're right. But this time I'm stood my ground because I fucking know, because I'm a big fan of Joel Grey. And I love Remo Williams. I was pissed we never got the sequel. A real one. They did do a TV movie. It was terrible.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know about the TV movie.
Yeah, Remo Williams too. And of course, Remo Williams is the destroyer. So anybody who's ever wanted to read some cool books, go read those. They're great.
Well, maybe they should revive the franchise.
I
Because
know.
we both lost both Joel and Remo.
Yeah, I know. Fred Ward and he are both gone now.
Mm.
Breaks my heart. I was a big Fred Ward fan.
Oh, and here
What's your favorite
is
Fred Ward film?
Remo Williams.
Not mine.
Well, nobody's perfect.
I'm a big fan of Tremors. It's my number 2 film. My number 1
Ah.
favorite
God.
Fred Ward film is Cast the Deadly Spell
Okay.
as
don't
Detective
don't
H.P.
hate-
Lovecraft.
Don't hate me anymore for this. But I haven't still seen Tremors.
You didn't miss anything. It's
Hey,
stupid.
shut up, Anima. You don't have an opinion here on that.
I'll form my own opinion once I've seen it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Thank
I
you.
know you will. But I'm just.
It is a throw up to the classic B movie monster film. And that's why I loved
throw
it.
up, that's the correct word.
It's a fun film, and it is in its own way also a parody. Like
Yeah, it's a
Telecards from Outer
parody of
Space.
Jaws. That is Jaws.
It's also a throw up of the classic B movies. I'm telling you, it's in the notes in making the film.
Oh man,
And
love
that,
this woman.
even though you're not made aware of it yet, is his daughter. Jeff Bridges' daughter. And she works for John Lithgow, and he's unaware who she is. Because her background is completely falsified.
And she's a very good actress.
Oh.
She's so
A lot of people don't
lovable.
know she's actually half Libyan.
Yeah. She was in, oh my God.
Because someone said to me, or bitching about, like, if she's the daughter of an Afghani, why didn't they get somebody from the Middle East? And I'm like, that's her heritage, dipshit.
Yeah. Alias Shokat. I think that name says enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, what was that show called? The one with, it was shot like a mockumentary.
It's looking, there's been a murder. I remember the show. I watched it. I loved her in it.
No. It was she was a teenager.
Well, I don't know if you have Google just like I do.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. Man, I like to force my memory to work. I know it's a losing battle, but
You said that.
Man,
know
the
that.
chat is quiet right now. They're not talking much today.
Yeah.
Arrested Development was the show.
Oh, I
and
love
she was
that show.
and she was insufferable in the show.
Oh, she was, yeah.
Typical rebellious teenager without a cause. Rebelling just for get attention.
Yep.
They tend to write them like that in Hollywood. Teenagers apparently need to be obnoxious.
Yeah, teenagers are obnoxious. Let me tell you.
Hollywood is overdoing it.
Well, Sarah's character, he's infatuated with her. And so his character is different. He's more the I want to get along, I want this girl to like me kind of teenager. While she is the rebellious one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be fair. They did not just make all teenagers the same way. There was no cookie cutters. All the characters were so fucking different, and that's what made that show so fucking funny. And I wish we would get another season.
I don't know. To me, the fifth season that came out a lot of years after, it was
pretty
disappointing.
Well, the mother's dead now. Because that was also the mother on Archer. She was the voice of Archer's mother.
It's a shame because her character was awesome.
The dad was hilarious, constantly in it. No, he's in prison, but he get out. Oh, it's fucking funny. I love that show.
I like in this show how how is her name? The name of his companion, the woman.
Zoe.
Zoe, yes, she started the show, and she's convinced that she is the person that she has been all her life. And then through the show, you see how she discovered who she really is.
Well, she discovers that she's really good at what he's doing, and you begin to wonder: does she have a past that we don't know about yet? Because
no, because she has that horrible moment of discovery, and everybody that has that moment can tell you that moment is horrible when you self-discover.
Yeah, but she transforms,
and then she embraces
it, and shit, and then being his partner. And I think that is
she is becoming him.
Yeah, I really like.
And by the way, another good character, a very good character in the show, and you're about to meet him. I'm not sure what minute mark we'll get to it, but the scene where the cops pull him over and he fantasizes killing them, and she won't go with him, and he has to kill her, and then you find out, that was just all in his head.
Yeah,
And that
she's
scares
taking
him.
over. She's taking
That's-
over and telling the police guys that he's the husband, and they
He's
just told him to take over
constantly-
because he was drinking.
Yeah, and-
you know what? I miss that they from the middle of the show and I think I'm sure it's for pacing issues. They stopped making him making scenarios constantly in his mind.
because like this is why he plans to leave her. Because when he had that fantasy of killing her, that actually horrified him.
He doesn't
He
want
doesn't
to put
show
her in
it.
danger.
But you know that horrified him that he would do that to her. So this scene is really good, and it ends up the cops just go, "Oh, you folks, be careful, go on," and they get back in the car. But he's changed because of
we
what
have
went through his
E-Clay.
head. Hey, what's E-Clay's here? What's up, buddy? And Adega's here.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Things are getting worse.
So he's standing there watching her, and this cop is acting suspicious here, and then the other cop is, and then he takes the guy's gun and shoots both of them. And then she's standing there, and he goes, "I need you to come with me." And she's like, "No." And then you see him shoot her in the head. And then we snap back to reality, and nothing happens.
God,
But that
I was so
moment in
relieved
his head,
when you
it
snapped back and
absolutely-
you realized that was in his head. I was so relieved. I thought for a moment it was real.
yeah, I told you, don't worry, just keep watching. But the guy's name is Bagenga Nagby, something like that. He is a foot soldier in this, and the first time you meet him, it's like, oh my God, I hope this guy gets killed, because he's been sent there to eliminate Jeff Bridges' character. And what a fight that is. That is a really cool scene. And Jeff Bridges fucks him up because he was prepared. He was mentally prepared for what was happening. And she almost gets killed in the scene. And so he's like, nope, you're going with me, whether you like it or not. And he forcibly takes her because he knows he's fucking dead, because they will torture her until they get what they want out of her. And then they'll get rid of her because evidence. But Kabenga is, he's an assassin, but you come to find out he's just another version of his character, Jeff Bridges' character, following orders. And they trust that when they're given an order to kill somebody, that this is a bad guy I need to take out, because they trust command.
I
He's
like
a
how you
soldier.
meet him because Lithgow calls an assassin. And I think it's the next episode when you get the other side of the story, where the dude is sitting at a bus stop, and this disabled girl comes and he wants to help her on the bus. And then he gets that phone call and you figure out, oh, fuck, that's the killer. Because at first you're like, this is a nice guy, but what is he doing in this story? And then you figure out, this is the killer that he called.
But they're letting you know there's always another side. There's always
Yeah.
another side to everything.
I like that.
And so you end up kind of rooting for him by the end of the series, by the end of the season.
He's just doing his job.
Well, he's also doing what he thinks is right, because
Yeah.
this is one thing you got to, take in about some of these guys, is they actually have to believe in the mission to do the mission. So he's like, I'm going to go. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have started anything here. And she's like, can we at least have breakfast? Like that.
The chemistry is so good between them.
Because they've already slept with each other, and he feels horrible.
Yeah.
And that's, by the way, Amy is also from the show. Is it Judging Amy? Was that the show she was on? Yeah, Judging Amy. She was the star of Judging Amy. She was also played Edie in the movie Heat, which I love that fucking movie. Past that, I don't remember much in anything else. Just those two.
She's apparently quite big on TV.
Oh, E. Clay Thompson, I like that. I'm not a big fan of marshmallows either, but I don't think I could live without Rice Krispie treats.
They're awesome, but I haven't eaten them in years because those are life reduction treats.
I have never had one, never wanted one. But I
Dude,
I
love
try it.
they're
Rice
so
Krispies,
tasty.
and I used to enjoy marshmallows because I liked melting them over a fire and burning them a little bit, charring them. And I also enjoyed making s'mores, and I also enjoyed putting small ones in my hot cocoa. But I will
Thank
tell
God.
you, here's another interesting thing. A bunch of EMS personnel, we had a huge pool party. There was like 100 people there. And we had a marshmallow eating contest. Who do you think won?
You.
And I was thin. I was military at this time. I fucking took a bag and a half
Of dicks?
like a jerk. Yeah, bag of dicks. Because I love those bags of dicks. I took a bag and a half of marshmallows because I ate half of one bag, and then I took them because I looked at the time and I shoved them. I looked like a fucking gerbil. My cheeks went out, all of them in my mouth, and I slowly allowed them to dissolve. So I won. I finished them off. Nothing left in my mouth by the time the timer went off. Everybody was trying
So
to do the one by one. And I'm like,
So you're a
those things
swallower.
compress. Dude, I can fucking chug beer. So yeah, if I were a cum guzzler, I definitely would be top of the line. And I don't have a gag reflex. So you tell me.
All your gifts wasted.
That's
In a
what my
straight
gay
man.
friend Kerry Mundy, who I don't know if he watches this show, but we're friends on Twitter. And he's a big old bear. Like he's a big, kind of chubby, stocky, hairy gay man with a big, thick beard. And he threw a party once, and we had a banana eating contest. I won because I took the entire banana and ate it.
What's
one
with you
bite.
Americans at eating contests? That's so disgusting.
And he
to
stopped
me.
and looked at me and he goes, "Are you sure you don't want to be gay?" Pretty positive, my friend. Pretty positive.
Yeah.
There you go. The
basically.
more you know, the more you know. But it's why I've kind of embraced the whole gay humor with me, because it's like I have all the abilities of everything that a gay man would love and have none of the interest. But I loved hanging out with gay people too. I still do. They throw the best fucking parties. I shit you not. And I asked Carrie one time, I said, "Carrie, what's the secret, man? How do you throw such great parties?" He go, "Never invite a lesbian." And I'm like, did not know what that meant. I'm like, what does that fucking mean? And then finally it was explained to me that they tend to be feminists and they can ruin a fucking party with a bunch of gay men because they hate everybody there. And I'm like, I've got lesbian friends that aren't like that. So
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
now that's the young version of himself. And he's talking about this is the battlefield where we eventually defeat the Russians.
They have a Russian guy, a prisoner, and they torture him to get info.
And he ends up going over and freeing him.
Yep.
Because do you want me to spoil that? Because
Sure,
we're
why
not
not?
getting well.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
because
right ahead.
we're not ready at that point yet.
We're just talking
that-
about season 1
Okay.
anyway.
Okay, here's the thing. Hamza is a warlord, and he's probably the guy who is going to take control of Afghanistan after they have expelled the Russians. That's those are their plans. But his wife is using the Russians to get rid of the other warlords. She feeds him information, and she discovers that there are a big heap of rare minerals that worth a mountain of money. but she doesn't want to tell her that to her husband because she knows that all that economical power could corrupt him, and she sees him as the hope for their country, and she doesn't want to spoil that.
I'm on her side.
And the
by the
Russian
way.
they capture is her contact, so she convinced Jeff Bridges to liberate him because she knows that eventually he's gonna talk and he's gonna save my movement, and my husband is gonna find out about the money. And, oh, I love him.
This is the guy right here that plays the
Boris the
older
Blade.
version. He's the older version of the Russian.
Yes,
But the young guy, I don't even know who the young actor is that plays him when he's younger. But this guy is one of my favorite actors.
the
He's
weight
been
is
on my
good.
radar ever since I saw that stupid Kubrick film, Eyes Wide Shut.
Shut. Yeah.
He is
I saw
so
him.
fucking good as an actor.
I saw him for the first time in Snatch. That's Boris the Blade.
Yeah, he's in Snatch. He's also in The Saint with Val Kilmer.
Yes, and
He's like
in,
he's laughing as Val Kilmer walks away, knowing that he's actually the Saint, the guy they're looking to contact, not intermediary. And he's kind of chuckling and smiling. And the son doesn't like him. I don't like him. Let me kill him. And he goes, I like this guy. We kill him later.
and he's in Batman Begins. He's the homeless guy with
The homeless guy. That's right. He gives the coat to.
Mhm.
Fuck, I forgot
Nice
he was
coat.
in that. Great film. Yeah. But a great actor. And he only has a minor part in this. You only see him in that one episode. No, it is not the same guy. The guy who best known for being the most interesting man in the world was actually a Star Trek alum. He was a red shirt on Star Trek. Once. You know, to me, a good pegging is me banging Peg Bundy.
Mm. Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
that
Peg
is a
Bundy's
very
hot.
beautiful woman, Shen.
Yeah. Don't you fucking diss her. She's gorgeous. She's also the voice of Leela on which just got canceled. It got renewed
Again,
on was it Comedy Central, and then Hulu renewed it, and both networks have now have canceled at one time or another. Now, Hulu's canceled after this season. No more.
yes. Here is when she's having that face to face.
Excuse me, guys. Julia Dye is calling me,
Okie doke.
so I'll be right back.
That is a call you have to take, man. Oh yes, he decides after that encounter with the cop that it's better that he go away, but he tells her part of the truth, and she's horrified. And when she's leaving the house, hoping that when she returns he's gone, they have an encounter with this contractor, independent contractor.
Is this the shooting at her house?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And you're left to believe at this moment that he, in fact, killed the contractor. But he failed to do so.
They play with you a lot. They trick you
Yes.
into assuming, and then you find out what's really going on all the time.
This is a story about fathers.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. In more
because
than one sense, because
yes,
both of
and
them are a father to her, but then you
Mhm.
find out there's a third one.
she has 3 fathers,
Yeah. But
and
you don't figure that out until
everything
the
is
last
around her.
episode. Yeah.
And the old guy, the older guy, the CIA guy, the big spook, he is a father for both of them. So it's a multi-leveled leveled fatherhood story.
And I mean,
She,
at one point
she,
towards the end of the show, she's willing to sacrifice herself to
yes,
end
because
this.
she says to John Largo, that is what love is. My father would sacrifice anything for me, and I would sacrifice everything for him.
Not just for him. She wants to end this by sacrificing herself and not bringing anyone else in danger. And you know that he's not having it.
Mm.
He's not going to have that.
Well, we don't know. In the next season, she may be trying to off Hamzat herself.
Yeah, but he's her father.
Yeah, but she still want him dead.
Well, we're in for something very interesting with the second season. And yeah, it's like how
Oh
many
my
weeks?
God.
6 weeks until then.
Too many. It's a
Yeah.
5 weeks.
A little over 5 weeks. Yeah.
I'm back. Julia just really liked the
Aw.
painting.
Of course she did. It's awesome. I want
haven't
artwork
seen
like
it
that
yet.
on my walls.
Because it's loosely based on another painting that the author liked. She's wanting to make sure that it's enough different. I said, if you put it side by side, it's clearly a different painting. The original painting that was shown to me that the author liked had a single rock face. And the one I did has two rocks, one in front of the other one. And the flames are in a different position. I just followed the basic theme. And so basically, you can't sue somebody over an idea. You can only sue them over infringement of actually copying something. And what I did is I just did my own impression of the same image and how I would do it. And I made it two rocks, made the fire bigger. And I also painted the moon in the background. So there's more going
and
on.
here is the woman in question when she was young. By the way, as the show advances, you get the very distinct impression that she manipulated everybody in her life.
Absolutely. She's the one who did all of the manipulating. He was subject to it as well. And I don't even know if she ever really loved him or her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the horrifying part of people like that, is because even she questions, the actress Zoe that plays, or Amy, whatever her name is. What is her name? I forgot. It's Amy.
Okay,
she played Judge. Yeah, Amy plays Zoe. That's it.
Amy Brenneman.
Yeah. And
Brenneman,
even she has her doubts with him. And she points it out. Like, when do I know when you're doing that with me?
Well, what definitely helped was that his daughter called her as soon as she knew about her. She called her and insisted to talk to her. And I think what she said, what's her name? Angela, Emily, whatever. That really gave her the ability to trust him, at least to some extent.
Little by little, she
keeps having her
unwillingly.
moments, but
Yeah,
they become.
she didn't make the call. She is becoming him little by little because she loves.
Well, she starts. She really likes certain things about him, and she begins.
And she likes the game.
Yeah.
Well, she understands it. She's like, "Let me get this straight," and then she'll go into it. And he goes, "Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we do.
She's so good at this. Even he's surprised.
I think the only time she's caught off guard is when that Russian gangster, his lawyer, approaches her
in Monaco. Yes, and calls her
and
by
that
her name,
really catches her off guard. And there's this moment where it looks like, what is she going to do? But it doesn't matter because Bridges fucking shoots her, the lawyer, not her.
She's been Marsha, what's her name, for a while now. And then she calls her Zoe, a woman that she's never seen before. So she's like, oh shit.
But I like how he's scolding her, and then she tells him she called me by my name. I said, "Oh, shit." And yes, and that is why I went with her. I said, yes, you were right.
Yeah. She used to tell him, dude, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing.
Now
She is a natural.
The
Yes.
more mature version doesn't get enough credit for playing Abby Chase's supposed wife, which is the older version of Balur Dedfar. And that is actress Hayam Abbas is really good in her few scenes in this show, where she's losing her mind and telling him, "I'm losing my mind."
Oh, the first
scene
time
that
we saw
broke
him,
my heart most is when she tells him that who am I? And I'm not the person you wanted me to be. And oh, that's so heartbreaking.
her acting is awesome because the first time we saw her is in the first Nightmare, and she is a horror character, straight out of a Japanese
fucking horror
movie.
movie. Yes.
And
Like,
then
you
see her
expected her at any
vulnerable,
second to start going, "Oh."
and then you see her vulnerable, and then you see her ruthless. That actress has a lot of range.
Yeah, in one scene, she plays a wide varieties of this fucking character.
People, if you haven't seen the show, you need to binge it before
Absolutely.
September 12th.
September 12th is the new season, The Old Man. And if you miss good John Wick, you'll like this show. Because again, I'm going to point out that originally in the planning, this was what John Wick was supposed to be. But then they cast Keanu and they made alterations. I wish Keith had come here because he is so well versed on what the original script was. I've never read it. I'm just aware of it.
We can do a show about that once he's home.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wanted it to be about this.
There's a second season coming. We are not lacking opportunities. Focus in your mouth.
Insulin. Show or not, I still have to take my insulin.
Okay. This part is when you learn that not only the contractor is alive, he has friends, maybe it's his brother, and both are nurses. The fucking killers, the contractor killers are nurses.
Right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. They know how to do shit.
Yeah, and
Well, they also know how to disappear quickly.
How the Terminator put it, it makes me a better killer, a more efficient killer.
Exactly.
This is a good scene.
Oh, I heard a voice that I know.
Yeah. Rocket Kitty.
I'm a fancy cat. I sound like
this
an old
morning,
digital phone.
this morning I woke up and I couldn't move my right arm. And I was like, this is weird. Did it fall asleep? And then I realized
There's the lawyer.
I began to move my arm. She didn't even bother to open her eyes. She just went, oh. Like, leave me alone. Sleep
This
on.
is the lawyer.
Yes, she's the lawyer of the old Hassan.
Yep.
Hamzat. Oh my god.
Shut up. Jesus.
And again, we don't get to see old Hamzat until the end.
That lawyer is a full sociopath.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think all lawyers are.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
I know I don't like him. We have a saying that goes like something like, if a lawyer hasn't tried to fuck me over, it's because he doesn't know that I exist.
Oh boy.
By the way, the first to go in a culture taken over by communists, teachers and lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, lawyers are not needed anymore in a communist culture.
Well, the communists considered teachers and lawyers threats.
Well, I am anti-communist, and I consider lawyers threat.
Mm.
They're pretty horrible people for the most part. I know a few good lawyers. Don't get me
Oh.
wrong.
Have you read
I
the
don't really
General's
like their
Daughter?
profession. What?
The General's Daughter. Have you read that book?
I saw the movie.
No, the movie's. Ugh.
Hey, here's something
no.
good. If you don't read the book and you see the film, you got nothing to compare it to. So I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was weak, but it
Yes.
wasn't horrible. Like
That's what I'm doing with House of the Dragon. I have no
Please.
interest in ever reading those books.
yeah, because Zax and those guys when they got me on, all these guys had read the books, and I'm like, I read one book, Song of Fire and Ice. That's all I read, and that was a long time ago. And asked me if I gave a shit for that book.
I've heard from so many
Not
people.
gonna ask
that
me?
he's a boring
Not going to
writer.
ask me. All right, then.
I thought,
Did I
thought
care
it was
about that book?
rhetorical.
No, I didn't care. No, it wasn't rhetorical. I meant for you to ask me so I could answer. The answer is I don't give two shits for that book. I don't like George R.R. Martin's writing. I think Stephen King is a better writer than George R.R. Martin.
Ouch.
And I don't think Stephen King's a very good writer for the most part. Oh, thank you, Brad.
Well, Martin
Yeah,
does use a lot
that's
less
$30.
cocaine.
By the way, one of those bags is yours. You want to grab it?
What do you say
The blue
about
one.
me, Shen?
The chips. Oh, there's more coming? All right. All right.
Shen?
I said George R. Martin uses a lot less cocaine. That's his problem.
Oh,
Oh, and you know what? I think he would be a better writer if he got hit by a van.
in a video game.
I didn't mean for real.
Oh. Our
In a
monetization
video
when
game.
you were talking
So
about
the
tagging,
stream is
that's
pulled
when our
and
monetization died.
the channel is banned. Good going.
I mean, that's what made Stephen King great. You ever see that one I did of him?
I'm having
I put
flashback.
the graphic on a shirt. He's wearing a T-shirt that had nothing on it, and so I just made a series of fucked up images of him with different things on his shirt. And one of them has tread marks going across it, and it says "I heart vans." I had another
If
one
it
that
was the ban-
this one made
it
me
was-
chuckle. A big blood spot on it on the left side, and around it it's written "Carrie sat here."
Oh.
Yeah, the messed up jokes. I like messed up jokes. I have dark humor and gross humor. Yeah, absolutely. This woman is. I don't think she's a psychotic. I think she's a sociopath. Which is
Yeah.
what I really mean with lawyers. Is I think in order to survive in that world, it requires a certain amount of sociopathy to remove yourself emotionally from something. Oh man. And you know, there's this point too where I'm still not sure because it sure felt like Lithgow was betraying her. But then he looks out there and sees that van. And I got to be honest, Anima, that van I don't think was meant for him. That's not what he was afraid of. When he saw that van, he knew
He was afraid of her. For
he
her.
was afraid for her because he knew that van was really for her.
I
Yeah,
think he
he-
even knew that she was taken.
yes,
Well,
because
Figured
he
that
he
out
didn't
soon.
he
think
ran
so
back
at
to
first
her.
because when he runs back up there, then she's gone. But
Yeah.
he passes the dude that he had called earlier, and I don't know if he just didn't
No, he-
recognize him or what.
No, because he has never saw him. He has never seen him.
Yeah, so
They only have talked by
because
phone.
that guy knew him
Yeah,
because he looked right at him as he's going by him on the escalator or stairs,
Yeah.
whatever that was. I can't remember if it was escalator or stairs.
stairs. Well, it's his job to know everybody.
Yeah,
He
so
worked for the big kahuna.
he looks right at Lithgow, but Lithgow's looking straight ahead, like he's not even aware of him.
No, because
And- Because when I
Lithgow is
first saw it, I'm
destroyed.
like going, is he intentionally ignoring him? But then I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't know that dude. And that's when it really struck me. It's like, he has no idea what's going on here. He really
and
doesn't.
you have to. Well,
What?
I'm an advantage because I just saw the show yesterday. But in that precise moment, Lithgow is heartbroken. He is completely broken because he knows that he has to that Emmy Angela is going to face everything by herself,
Yeah.
and he
And he just can't
see,
bear it. He can't bear that idea.
and that is why he's not paying attention until he looks
And
eyes
sees
with
that
the other
fucking
guy.
van. It's when he sees the van. And the van itself, he sees what's going to happen here. And he's like, I can't let that happen to her. And he turns and runs back up the stairs, and she's already like gone because the other dude took her already.
What is this? We have Monkey.
Hey,
in
Monkey
the
Jeeves
chat.
is here. What's up, buddy? Oh man, I clowned on Aiden Mattis's saying David Paulides won't answer his messages. He's not going to reply to a stupid kid questioning his investigation. So, you know, when the truth comes out of who she is, and Lithgow, God, the emotional, the range of emotions he goes through over this, because he can't help himself. He loves her like a father loves a child.
And he tells them Chase, and in the end, he allows it because he just respects that the other guy did a lot for his daughter, and of course, he loves her too.
And it
like
leads
that
to a
he
great scene in the
left it.
van where they're driving,
Yeah.
and you know, and he delivers that line.
She's my kid too.
She's my kid too.
And he's
Jeff doesn't say anything. He just sort of sits there and just accepts it's true. So that's my two dads. But by the end of the show, we find out there are three dads.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you were talking about the scene in the van.
So-
They had some really funny dialogue there.
This is
But
Mamma Mia, but with
yeah,
spies.
Right. It's Mamma Mia but with spies and killing and stuff. I so really love this thing. But when you find out, you know, it's already tough enough she has two dads. You find out in the end that she is actually the daughter, and I'm going to go ahead and spoil it now before we get to the end of this episode here, that she is, I don't know if she learns, but she's going to learn that Hemzad is her father, biological father. Jeff Bridges was protecting her. You discover that the thing that they were hiding that Lithgow didn't know about was that they got 2 boarding passes, but there were 3 passengers. And then you find out how there was a 3rd passenger, and it was a child. They fly free. And he told him, I didn't tell you, we didn't let you know to protect you from having to know the truth. At the same time, I think they were also covering their ass because his character, Lithgow's character, at this point has no connection to that child and might have kidnapped or pushed them to give the child back because of the problems it may cause. Yeah, this is the Russian scene where he rescues the Russian by her request, because the Russian is her contact. Oh, I love this. The subtitles are backwards. By the way, I'm going to tell you something, Martin. I
Look at
got into
this.
you know what CBTV is, right? Oh, snort powder.
G Fuel.
You guys,
I wouldn't recommend that.
do you guys know what Tubi TV is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to war with them today
Oh
Why?
my.
because they have a classic movie on Tubi available for free. It was one of the 47 Ronin films, The Incident at Aiko Castle. It was made in 1962, I think. And it's one of the better films. They have it available on Tubi because I wanted Anna and I to watch it. So I go and I was going to just add it to my watch list, but then I went on, wow, wait a minute. It says audio in English. It says it. And I took a snapshot of it and started playing the movie. And guess what? It's in Japanese. And guess what there also isn't?
Subtitles.
Swords of Vengeance is the other title for it. Here it is.
Gary,
I'm uploading this now. For you to, what?
as for Tubi stuff, stop worrying about it. I don't get that here anyway.
No, I got pissed because audio language English. It says it right here. See it?
I'm just saying, we are never.
Will you
going to
please
be
let me
able to
finish
watch
this?
Tubi stuff
Do you
together.
see the English? Let me finish this, please. Don't do that. So Swords of Vengeance is on Tubi, and I wanted to watch it. So I added it to my watch list. It says audio language English. I start playing it. It's in Japanese, and there are no subtitles available.
Oh.
No closed captioning. Nothing. So I wrote them, and the guy responds back to me this morning, says, well, closed captioning only exists in blah, 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 with some of these things that we purchase or we are made available to us that have never been released before. And I said, this is a classic film.
I
It's been
have
out
that
for
film.
over 50 years. And you list it, and I sent you an image to show you, which you have not addressed, that it's listed as being in English. I said, please do something about this. I haven't heard back from him, but that irritated me when he just went off on a tangent. Well, subtitles, closed captioning. No, I'm talking about subtitles, not closed captioning. But, you know, if you're going to put closed captioning, it needs to be in every language. Dumbass. Fucking stupid people. That movie. Great fucking movie right there. And I want to cover this film. Like, what percentage of non-Japanese people speaks Japanese? I think there's close to like 5% of all society that's not Japanese speaks
Well,
it.
we need to find it on a different platform anyway. If you want me to be able to watch it, because Tubi doesn't exist here.
Well, I can like share screen.
Not with your internet connection.
I always pissing about something.
It's
She's
true,
right, though.
dude.
She's right.
Oh, fuck you, Martin, too. I'm not in the mood for either of you guys. You're bullshit.
You can't even share YouTube videos. All I get is audios. There's no way we can do it this way.
Yeah, it's like,
We have a bridge from Awesome One.
hey, Awesome One is here. What's up, buddy?
So
Oh,
that
man,
is
I
an
love it.
awesome bridge. Ah.
It's such a good video.
Oh, right, the video.
I think I would name it the Back to the Old Man Door.
Okay, and we have this one. We haven't seen this in a while.
Go! Use the back door. I'll stall the crowd. Go, go.
I love that one.
And we have Debut in the house.
Now that's Joel right there, isn't it?
Yes.
It's so small. Yeah. Okay, we got a close up of him. That's Joel. So this is where things start to turn another direction. What's up, D-Bud? Every language, even Finnish, Urdu, Loris. Fuck it. Put them all available there because it's Tubi. Any country they're available in they should have the language available. And I thought it was a fucking dickhead move. Not being a dick, but being a dickhead. That's what he was doing. And he intentionally, I think, avoided the main subject, which was it's listed as being in English and it's not. He just addresses the subtitles thing, and he calls it, he refers to it as closed captioning. I said, I'm talking about subtitles for foreign languages, you dumb shit. It's not the same thing as closed captioning.
Okay, we have Art K. I don't remember, haven't seen them
Art
before.
K, the answer is yes.
Welcome.
Season 2 begins on September 12th. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited about this show. One of the best things they put out over the last few years. And oddly, this show was put out 2 years ago. So it's taken us this long to finally get season 2. And I'm glad. The sad thing is Joel Grey is dead. He died in the interim, the actor. So, I don't know what we're going to do about that character. He'll die off camera or they'll recast him. And I think recasting is better.
No.
Well, I think recasting is always a smarter way to go.
No,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Because there's a story arc that you wanted to do. Stick to the story arc. Recast him.
And
There are
he's
very
essential
few
to the
Joel.
story.
Well, there's very few Joel Grey types out there, but I'll tell you one of the guys. Hold on a second. 2010 and Odyssey 2.
Well, okay, I'm really glad I started watching it this week only and finished it last night, because now I only have to wait 5 weeks. That cliffhanger at the end. Ah,
I'm trying to find the actor because he played Dr. Chandra in the movie
stop
2010.
lying, B-Bird.
Where is it?
I can't remember him. Which one?
There it is. Bob Balaban. Absolutely should be the actor cast in his place.
Bob Balaban.
Yeah, Bob Balaban
Holy
is a
shit,
very
yes.
good actor. Here you go. I'll share my screen.
He has the same creepy vibe.
Absolutely. Also wears the glasses, and he actually really needs them. Bob Balaban, this guy. Now that we have lost poor Joel Grey, this is the guy that should take over that role. He's perfect for the part. And I mean perfect with a capital P. For penis. Let that sink in.
No.
Okay, I've tried to edit twice now. Because I'm the one that removed it. Oh, she didn't get the final draft of the painting. She finally got it, and she just emailed me. She's like, "Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, I love this updated version." I'm like, you're welcome. It's what I do. I aim to please. You aim to please. You aim please too. Yeah, he's trying to play 2 roles right now. Anima, I'll leave this one up to you.
Yes, please.
Why?
Just
Oh, do you prefer
Fuck with-
him to do it?
fuck with Awesome One and just say something in German about the show.
I just wish you wouldn't fuck with me.
Tell us what you love about this show and say it in German. I'm not fucking with you. I'm fucking with Awesome One.
I'm not a trained monkey. Jesus.
I'm not calling you a trained monkey, but it's your fucking born
It's
language. It's
Water song. How can it be?
God.
You know, being a person that speaks multiple languages, one thing that you really learn to hate pretty quickly is for people to tell you, say something in this and that.
I'm saying it for you to fuck with him.
Oh,
Your
no,
chance to
here
fuck with Awesome One here by saying something in German.
Dude,
If I do it, you're going to fucking get angry.
we go.
do it because if
If you don't do
I
it, I'm going
do?
to say something in German.
and if I do, we're going to get close forever.
I just feel weird speaking German on this podcast. It's the wrong language. Who cares anyway? What?
Well, you can tell Gary is a dick. Come on, come on.
Sprecher, kind of English. That's what he just said.
Yeah, ich spreche kein Englisch. That's a lot.
Was that hard?
Here you go. Say, watch Pop Culture Minefield, or you're a bad nerd. Say that in German. For our German-speaking audience.
Wenn du ein guter Nerd bist, schau Pop Culture Minefield.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
After that, fuck you, awesome one. There you go. German.
In your face.
In your face.
Well,
A
we have
moose once bit my sister. Oh my God, that is a great Monty Python gag. Oh, I fucking love that.
We
You
have
guys
a
know
very
that?
charming way in Viennese to tell
I'll
people
have
to
you
fuck off.
know
I
they
say
can be
that too,
quite
if you want.
vicious.
Yes, thank you, Chinatsky. The whole
I keep forgetting he's here.
that
Chinatsky's
whole
the new
opening
John.
scene with the bad, that person has been sacked. We apologize. Oh my God, I love this iced coffee. So I've got my coffee, and then Dawn got me this stuff: 0 sugar, only 1 net carb, chocolate caramel coffee mate creamer. It's amazing in my iced coffee. Yeah, awesome one's like, speak German already.
I did.
I know, but I didn't catch that. I missed it. He wrote that before you did it.
As we say in Vienna, schlechte. That means fuck off.
You know what? We need
Okay.
to record you saying that and play that on the screen every once in a while.
Oh, there's even more creative ones, but that would probably be too much for you. That one's short and sweet.
So here he is. You're seeing he's torn by certain things. You begin to understand that he's not a bad guy. He only appeared to be a bad guy because he tried to kill our hero, our titular hero.
Mhm.
But our titular hero is not that great a person when you really look at some of the things he's done. But then you learn why he did it.
Also,
And
the
then-
best villains are the ones who think they're doing the right thing and they believe in what they do.
They believe it. That's Virginia on Fear the Walking Dead, her character. She thought it was excusable that she was just trying to protect her daughter that led to all these deaths. And I liked it when Jane fucking put a canoe right through her head with that pistol that her daughter killed her lover, her supposed husband, whatever you want to call him. Because he's a great character. It's the dude that played the dad on Raising Hope. Good actor. That dude is so fucking good. And I left The Walking Dead a long time ago. Like right when they killed
Herschel.
the kid.
Oh,
The son,
Carl.
Coral. When they killed Carl, I was out. I was done. I didn't even. I would tune in and fast forward through it to get to the Negan scenes, to the finale, and then. But I didn't want to come back. I'm like, you guys fucked up with that. That was a terrible thing to do, killing that character. Well, you going to college? Well, then have him go off on an adventure and come back when he's done. You assholes. So I gave up on the show, and it went woke. And then they brought Fear the Walking Dead on, and I didn't like it. The one character I liked, they killed him pretty quickly, the dad in that. He's from New Zealand. I can't think of his name. He's Aboriginal. Very good actor. And they killed him, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm done. Quit watching the show. And then Mac messages me, you need to start watching the show again. Because guess who's back? And I went, I don't know who. Yes, Morgan is the star of Fear the Walking Dead now. And I started watching again. And I'm like, holy shit, it got good. The writing was even better than it was over on The Walking Dead. Clay, I can't argue with that. There's no argument to that.
You guys are so easy to please.
Yeah. Why can't
So,
you?
in some films, this would be the secret German or Swiss or Russian sub base on this island. But that's not what's going on here. He is going here because this is where the Russian is. And the Russian owes him. Here's the Russian. He saves the Russian. You owe me. Now, you say you love a hero with tits, but there are pretty big titted fat guys out there that are heroes.
Yeah.
So is that included?
Hi,
I'm just
Penny.
asking.
I was wondering.
Penny is
where
here.
Was. Yeah.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hey, Penny.
All right, now you need to
Good to see
behave,
you.
guys.
I always behave, just not
A lady
well.
is here. Yeah, no.
At
As I used to
last.
tell my grandmother, she goes, "Now, Gary, you behave." I say, "Grandma, I'm always behaving."
I wouldn't call it behavior sometimes with you, Gary.
It's behavior.
No, it's bad behavior, but it's behavior.
It's behavior. And Grandma didn't like it when I would do this. She goes, "Now, you know what I mean?" I went, "I know what I mean."
How often did she smack you on the head?
Never. She was.
Oh,
My grandmother was so amazing. I miss her. And you know what's really weird? She was one of the people I was probably closest to in my family, and I didn't cry when she died, and it's always bothered me. But I'm always thinking about her. I miss her, but I've never cried.
I
over
had
the
a
death
bond
of my
like
grandmother.
that
With
with
it.
my dad's mother. I had a bond with her.
That's
Not
who
because I was
my
the first
grandmother was.
grandchild, but
I hated my mother's mother because she was horrible. We called her the Wicked Witch of the West, and all my siblings, we all referred to her as that. And but my grandma, all of them, other kids loved her. Her and Grandpa, man.
See how he looks. He's just broken.
He's broken. Yes, he's slouching slightly. His mouth is agape because he's
Look.
just. This is just a horrific scene for him.
He lost
Because
his real son, and he's about to lose
the girl he
this
sees
new
as his
daughter.
daughter, and he's noticed since she was a kid, and God Almighty took her under his wing, and he's walking away from her, and she tells him, "Walk away from me. Do it. It's not worth it. Walk away." And when she tells him to, he finally turns and he starts to walk away. But the minute he sees through that door, that van that he thinks is awaiting her, he goes back to get her, and she's gone. Because he doesn't recognize this guy on the stairs. That's the guy that he called and hired to kill Bridges earlier in the season, mid-season. But he recognizes Lithgow because he turns and looks right at him as he's going up the stairs. And he just keeps going. He's completely unaware. But it's when he gets to the door and he looks out and he sees the guy walks up to him and addresses him. But he sees that van and he immediately, like, I can't let this happen to her. And it's too late. She's gone. He doesn't know where she's at this point.
she
How many
doesn't know that
canes
either
does this
because
guy-
they drugged her.
Yeah.
And
I
here's
think you can have more than one cane to fit the occasion. It's like
Hey, if you don't know what we're talking about, watch Phil Hartman on the Kane episode of News Radio. A cane for every occasion.
Yes, absolutely. That's what
This
I was
one
thinking about.
I like this one. This one displeases me, and he throws it.
Yeah. I want to go back to watching that show, and we just never have time.
We have one season left of him, and every time I go to there, he is,
here's the Russian.
the old Russian. I love this guy as an actor.
I love the end of that scene where he saves his life again, and he just tells him that's twice now.
Yeah, he kills the two guys that are there because he knows what they're getting ready to do, try to take him. And he turns and he looks at him and he could kill him. He says, "This is the second time."
I like
Lets
it
him
when
know.
they do that.
Because I
He
should have
owes
killed
him
you.
his life twice now. So he's not going.
He
to
already
do
did. And why
anything.
he does this, he betrays him. Yeah, this is this is a really good scene. It's and every conversation is a game of chess with these characters.
Yes.
The dialogue is so well written.
Master chess. This is not like G-rated kids playing chess. This is grown men playing to the death. Why is everything to the death with you? I think that's one of my favorite jokes. Like, we shall play to the death. Why is everything to the death with you?
Oh, here they argue on the boat. He just came to get her in Monaco when the lawyer takes her away. And she's putting him in the right
He
place.
says, I gave you simple instructions. Stay at the bar.
Yes, until Hassad lawyers came to me and called me
Knowing
by
my
my real name.
Shut the fuck up.
Who are you saying shut the fuck up to?
No, she says that to him.
Oh,
That's
she
his
said that.
favorite.
Okay, got
He
you.
means that because she.
Because Martin are like, I'm sure Martin is sitting there like, what did I say?
No.
I'm just-
I got it. I
Martine
got it.
got me.
Oh, you
Martine
got it.
me.
Okay.
Because he starts to scold her, and she's like, "Dude, I did the right thing here, so STFU."
And
She was
he's
having a
like,
face.
"Oh, your real name? Then yes, you did the right thing going with
Yeah.
her."
So for the first time in the series, they are now in the same room. They have not been together since the 80s. So this is an intense moment for the two of them. And there's a lot of, oh my God, there's back and forth
Unresolved
between them.
issues.
There's back and forth with the other characters on the phone with Lithgow right now. Just so much subterfuge going on. And none of it is boring or confusing to me. Because I hate it because like I can follow a story really well, but I've hit spy shows where I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And I'll have to go back and go, oh man, I totally missed that. Because if you weren't paying attention for just an instant, you missed something. That's not this show. This show pretty much really kind of lays it out for you.
And I got so disappointed because during my break, I jumped into Loki's chat for a moment, but they're discussing the episode 7 of House of Dragon, and I haven't watched it yet, so I just say hi, and then I fucked off. And then I started to
We'll finish
do
that
research about this.
next week.
I know.
Which, by the way, guys, we took a week off of that so we could do the last 2 episodes on next Friday.
In one show, because that's
in
enough.
one show. Because
Anyway.
I like doing that, doing both episodes. This, we're summing up the entire season. There's so much shit happening, but at the same time, it doesn't require a doctorate to follow it.
I was just going to say, I was Googling stuff during my lunch hour to prepare for the show, and I found reviews, which usually are quite interesting, but so many negative reviews. People saying it's boring, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, what did you watch?
Look,
You
there are
didn't watch
people
the
out
show.
there that don't like slow burn shows.
It's
They
not
want
even that
everything handed
slow.
to them. They want
You know, I have a
everything
problem with slow
spoon-fed to
burn.
them. I don't know if you guys
I
are
think
hearing me.
that's-
Yes.
They want everything spoon-fed to them. And so they don't handle it well. But I've seen other reviews by people I respect that understand good storytelling, and they like this show.
Well, I stopped reading reviews.
I think the only
after a
person
couple
I've
of
not
this.
heard anything from on this is Script Doctor.
That would be interesting.
Good
to
chance
hear
he
what
hasn't
thinks.
watched it. There's like a billion shows out there now.
He's got so much to do.
Yeah. But I'm beginning to think that people really don't like to use their brains anymore. It's frustrating. Because this is why we don't
Anymore?
give good stuff anymore. This is why we don't get good stuff, because it's too complicated for the mainstream people. It's making me sad. I enjoy using my brain.
And now I've got that song stuck in my head.
Which one?
Complicated.
Oh, I keep doing that to him, guys. Without, I'm not willing.
She doesn't mean to do it.
but-
It's just
No.
something that happens
Look at him.
And-
Look at
In-
him. He
Well,
looks
Martin did it
exactly like
earlier.
Nico.
with Thunder and Lightning. And an Imagine Dragon song ended up in my head. God damn it, Martin.
Yeah, it just keeps happening. I say something, and Gary's like, "Oh, great! Now I need to play that song." I'm like, "Okay."
I've been
Sorry.
inspired by this show. I'm gonna get 2 dogs, and I'm going to call them Thunder and Lightning. But the dogs are going to be Chihuahua.
Thunder And the
Oh,
lightning.
Chihuahuas, I love them.
Very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Magnifico.
Okay, somebody call 911. I think Shanatsky's having a seizure.
Yeah, me too. By the way, I had a lady today and I had to help her wrap up her, like she purchased a fan or something and the paper cover, it was ripped. So I needed to get out of my station and tape it up. And she had this dog. And while I was talking with her, I noticed she has a leash. So I bent over my counter and I see the dog. And I say hi to the doggy, and the doggy wags his tail, and it's all cute. And then I stepped out to fix the package of her fan. And the dog smelled the cats on my trousers, and he got crazy. He loves cats.
Oh,
He was going off. He was all over me and between my feet and my legs and tripped me. And it was so funny. And he was tiny.
what kind of
He was
dog was
smaller
it?
than my cats. A Chihuahua. It was smaller than my dogs, and it went batshit crazy. I was so scared of stepping on the dog. And the lady just said, "Oh, he really likes you." And I said, "Yeah, I think he likes the smell of my cats on my pants." And she was like, "Oh yes, he loves cats. He really loves cats." I enjoy interactions like that because people are allowed to bring their dogs into the shopping mall where I work and into our store, which I really like. Usually, you have to leave them outside of stores and malls, but they're allowed there. So I meet doggies at work. Anyway, back to the show.
Oh, what were we talking about?
Son of a gun. Okay. Here's when they finally are. Oh, because yes, how was a guy called to Big Kahuna? Morgan Boats. Joel. He kidnapped the girl for in exchange for Jeff Bridges, but Hansat got notice of that, and he tried to snatch the girl from the CIA killers. And then John Lithgow has to decide: do I hand Johnny, or do I go with him and rescue her? And that is the pivotal moment for that character, when because he's been fighting that his double loyalty to her or to the law, not the agency,
Right.
the law. And this is the point in which he says, "Fuck everything. I'm gonna save the kid." And she's having nightmares with her mom too. Everybody has nightmare with that woman.
Oh, well, that woman wasn't a very kind mother. She was disciplining her all the time. She tells her in one of the flashbacks, get your head out of your ass and finish your work. And she's like, I don't know, 10, 11? She's so young. I said it before, brilliant casting on all the younger versions of our characters. So believable. Even the girl.
Yeah, again, like we said at the very beginning, every single character in this film is cast perfectly. And I love the military action here by these guys, this team, 3-man team.
Well, this guy, he was JSOC. And he handles the M6. No, it's an M16 or an M4.
It's probably an M4.
Well, he handles by the Macwell. Ah, yes, they are still here, bickering and fighting.
By the way, if you see me looking away, it's because I'm painting.
Yeah. I like, yes, these two guys, like it or not, they behave like brothers. They are brothers.
Now, I like the way everybody interacts with each other in this too. It's one of the most realistic aspects of this show is how they conduct each other around each other.
What? How much gas in the show?
Uh,
I'm
do you
not sure
mean?
I understand.
I don't.
Yes, they got to the van. She's gone, and
And they are dead.
the good guy from the CIA is dead.
And you don't know, did she do this? Did somebody else come for her? And all they want is the girl, that daughter.
Well, we do see the lady on the street because the minute I saw that
Get it?
lady, I'm like, either fire at her or hit her because
Here,
the way she,
here is the
the way she shot.
explanation.
What?
Oh, you know, because they are old farts. And it's funny, so I'll forgive you the typo somewhat.
Okay, and here old Hamzad or current Hamzad.
And I love it that the moment we first see him is the moment he first sees him, and or they see each other 30 years later. And that's also the moment where the audience gets to meet the old version. And when you find out his true motivations, it's
Yes, these are the last seconds of the show, and the show ends with a monologue from Hansad that reflects the monologue from her at the beginning. Oh, that was beautiful.
a major cliffhanger, and I'm so glad. I'm saying it again. It's 5 weeks, and I'll get season 2. So I feel bad for all the people who watched this early and had a long waiting time. For once, I'm happy that Gary pointed the show out to me late, because that way I don't have to wait that long. And
Well,
with
it was
all
2
the
years
stuff that I
ago.
have to do, so-
I didn't want to introduce you to it until I knew when we were going to get a confirmed date on season 2
Oh, that's so
because
kind of
I
you.
knew you would like it.
Look, Tim is in the house.
Hello, Tim. Finally, and you
And-
come in with an insult. I like that.
It's Tim. What do you expect?
He calls you an old fart, Gary.
That's okay. I am.
I know. So give the young fart his video, Martin.
I'm trying to find out. Okay, here we go.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Oh.
Some who call me Tim.
What happened to the updated one?
Well, I don't have access to the
It's
new
video.
one, so I can put it.
Okay. I think it's funny to do a new one sometimes.
Even though someone was in shock. Wow, Tim. An anima is a young fart.
Well, if Gary is a gentleman, he's going to take him for that, because you don't get to call a lady a fart, and I keep being called a lady here, so fuck you. Or as I said earlier, fleischty.
And we're demonetizing 2 languages.
No. No Austrian would demonetize anyone for saying that. The way
Oh,
worse thing. Dude, the thing
I don't know,
told
man.
you, especially in
YouTube is
Vietnamese.
getting so stupid this day that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, seriously, Tim, fuck off.
What? What's he
Stop.
saying?
Stop it.
Anima lady? Who
I'm
knew?
always pointing out when people say hi to the guys at the lady, I'm like, hey, there's a lady here? Where? Who? Because I'm not a lady, but I get to say that. You don't, Tim.
It's the end.
I still can't believe you made it all into one slideshow. That was awesome.
Yeah, good job, dude.
Time.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
thank you.
Well done, Martin.
The frequencies.
We shall allow you to live one more day.
Thank you, I guess.
No, actually, because we've been planning to do the Crest Files on a Saturday for a while, so the slideshow already exists, so I don't know.
So present, share screen. Here you go. This is how it looks so far.
I love it.
That's Dutch calling the predator, right?
Yes, it's him
What?
surviving the predator. Do
No,
it
when he's
Do it
calling out.
now. Kill me. Sorry.
Dead arrogant.
Well, I'm painting.
Sorry,
So
I'm reading off screen.
I'm falling
Yeah.
asleep. What's your excuse, Shanatsky? Excuse.
yeah,
God, I don't talk
Shinatsky.
anymore.
Let's put it all on him.
But he's the new John. He's here, but then you forget he's here because he's not talking. Because he hasn't
And
seen
then-
the show.
I have no
Until they
strong
say
view
something.
or opinion either way.
You're just hanging out. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
here for
that's
the
fine.
money.
Whoa,
There's
you're in the
money.
wrong place, my friend.
What
Yeah.
money?
This place is just for work, not for money. So now you know.
Oh, we don't have Shinatsky's video here.
What video is that?
Maybe here. Yes, I found it.
It's hopeless. We'll never.
We'll never make
Oh,
it, Gulliver.
Oh, you're welcome, Tim. That's what we're here for. Take your mind off things, guide you into the weekend, or just have a
Hello,
fun
you
evening with
happy
us.
It's a
people.
fucked up show.
Yeah, well, that's us.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Welcome
like
to
to
Pop
think
it
Culture
is.
Minefield.
What did he say?
this is a fucked up show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
I needed that.
This diagnosis is correct. And you know what I need now? I need to go to bed. So I'm done.
Yeah,
I stayed up late enough hanging out with you losers.
Well, it's not just that. This week was
it's not just
was
that.
nothing.
So that is part of it.
Right?
Yeah, it is because
She's
I
not
had a
saying it's
fucking-
not that. It's
I
not
had a
that.
fucking
She's saying it's not
exhausting week
just
at
that.
work. You guys at work, shit is going on, and shit says it all. And Friday is a long day for me because we're open 1 hour longer, and it drags out, and then I rush home and have half an hour, and then it's already time to go into the studio. So my Fridays are like 14-hour days, 15 almost. So I have every right on this planet to want to go to bed. Fuck you guys. I
Fuck
love you, but
guys.
fuck off and let me go to sleep. Go away.
Well, if you're going to sleep, I would say that it's time to end the show because Gary is busy. Shinatsky, it's Shinatsky.
Shanatsky.
And
Is Shinatsky-ing?
Yeah.
Shinatsky-ing? Yeah, that's what he's.
Yes.
We're going to
And
turn your name into a verb now.
I
He's
actively
get the
Shinatsky.
fuck out of you.
Shanatskying is jumping in the after show and then making everybody stick around when they have to
No,
go.
is
do
jumping
stuff.
into the after show late.
Yeah.
'Cause I told him last night, I said, you have the worst sense of fucking timing. You're jumping in and we're already leaving.
Yeah. That too.
I have work. That's something.
Oh,
he
a
might-
job. No excuse.
Yeah, none of us know what that means, Shanatsky. You're being weird.
I'm just glad you're here today, Shinatsky, because I'm always glad when you're around. You're a
Just maybe
constant
try to watch the
fun
show next time.
companion, despite being that character from the cartoon. Is that still up there? Do you still have it? Play it one more
That's the
time.
most insulting compliment I've ever been given.
You're welcome.
Let me get to it. And oh Jesus, I just had it. Oh, here.
It's hopeless. We'll.
It's hopeless. We'll never make it. Because Shinatsky has like that very he was born with a very dry, sardonic sounding voice.
Yeah, it's called genetics.
It's just your voice. Yeah. It's like, it's the reason why the nuns hit me, because have an overly emphatic way of speaking, and they just assumed I was being sarcastic. And so they'd smack the shit out of me. I'm like, I meant it. So, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Let's see who all was here today. We got Josh Coe was here. Of course, my good buddy Zax. Andy Morrow is here. E. Clay Thomason. Adega Outlaw, of course. It's always nice when he drops in on us. Monkey Jeebus, thank you. Come again. Awesome One. D. Bud Martin. Art K. Penny and Vickman's Girl. Did we forget anybody? I don't want to forget anybody.
Yeah, actually, I was the first one in chat today, but fuck that.
You don't count. You're on the show. Am I forgetting anybody? Vinkman's Girl, E. Clay, Art K.
Let me make myself count. There you go.
Awesome One. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody or miss anybody.
Count now?
Nope. No.
So it's good to see everybody. Thanks for coming. I want to thank my panel. That's Anima Shinatsky today. Thank God I'm glad you can make it, dude. And of course, my dear friend, Bob Terwilliger. Martin. Martin, you're going to be on Joe's show. When is that?
That was last night.
Oh, was it last night?
Yes. And it was
I'm Gary's calendar, you guys.
Was it pretty bad?
Oh, we were going to play a co-op game, and my Xbox decided to die.
Oh, so that's what you did. Okay, there you go. Anima Confuso, member for 24 months. I am curious before. Hold on a second, because this is important. Anima, what was it you were supposed to message me privately here?
Oh, right.
I did. We didn't do the segment that we like to do. The Would I Lie to You?
I'm going to do it right now before we go.
Go do it, because it's a fun story. It has.
I don't remember the story. Did you write it?
Furry animals. Yes, I did.
Okay. When I was not just a paramedic, I was also a respiratory technician working in respiratory therapy. I was trained in everything a respiratory therapist is. It's just I didn't have the license that went all the way up, but I still got paid really good money. And I had a lot of patients in California, Northern California. And my entire territory was from Vacaville down to Pittsburgh, across to Oakland, and a few up in Marin County. So I had a huge area. And I got a new patient call where I needed to do an assessment, where I had to do an oximetry reading, as well as all the other stuff that goes with that for a doctor, in order to determine if this patient needed oxygen. And I cannot remember the person's name, and I probably shouldn't say it anyway, but I do know they were Laotian. And I walked into this house. They were right under, when you came out the front door, you looked up, there's the Nimitz Highway in Oakland. The part that didn't collapse, part of it was still up. And I went to this family's house. I walked in the door, and they had a wall that was close to about 15 feet and about 8 feet tall, of little square cages stacked of ferrets, which at first I wasn't sure if they were ferrets or weasels or what they were. And some of them had towels over them, and some were out open where they were moving around. And I went, oh, wow, these people are like breeders or something, I guess. They didn't speak any English. No English. And so before I went over to the assessment, I'm looking at these cages, waiting for the man to come out into the living room. And I'm like, they have a lot of ferrets. Oh, my God, they're adorable. And there's this one just like, hey, what's up? What's up? I'm a ferret. Hey, what's going on? And I'm like, okay. Now look at the lady, and I gesture, and I'm like, can I see one of this ferret here? Can I see him? She, and she walks over, she opens the cage.
Gary likes touching things.
And I just love animals. And I'm just like, oh my God, he's so adorable. And he's like nuzzling and going up to my neck and going back down, doing little circles, and just the cutest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I'm like, okay, the husband's come out, so I better get back to my assessment. So I said, here you are. and I handed it to her, and she snapped his fucking neck right in front of me.
What?
Wow.
And fucking broke its neck and goes walking in the other room with it. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck did I? Is it because
Were they gonna eat it?
Fucking God. Oh my God. I touched it. And oh my God. Oh my fucking God. And I thought I'd done something, some sort of social faux pas or something. And I turned the corner to look at her, and she's in there, and she takes a blade to its throat and snips it, sets the blade down, sticks her finger in, and just rips the skin off. Right. And then flips it onto a cutting board and starts cutting. And I realized, oh my fucking God, they eat these things. This is food to them. And I quietly walked over to the patient, didn't say a fucking word other than hi. And I did his oximetry, blood pressure, everything. And then I got the fuck out of that house. And the only other ever going to that house again is when I had a late night call to go there. And it was still daylight when I left Davis. I lived right outside Sacramento in Davis, California. And I'm heading there. By the time I got there, it was 0 dark 30. And this was in the middle of the riots with the Rodney King thing. And I pulled up in my little Toyota truck, white Toyota truck, with camper shell with my equipment in the back, and sitting there in my lab coat and scrubs. And I'm looking at the clipboard, making a note of what time I got there. And I hear and sense movement to my left. And I turn left, and there's this guy, and there's some other guys behind him right outside my window. And as I'm looking at them, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I hear someone try to open the right door, and I turn and look. And thank God that car fucking auto locks, because I don't think I'd be here today. And the guy tapped the window, and he said, roll the window down. And I gave him that much. Yeah, I can help you. He says, what are you here for? I said, I have a patient that lives in this house, and I'm here to take care of them. They have COPD and need oxygen. And he looks at me, and he's very cool. He's not angry, but he's stern looking. He says, send somebody else. Do you hear me just whistle? He just whistled. Send somebody else. Somebody not white. And I went, oh shit. Okay. All right. And I rolled my window back up, and I put it in reverse, and I pulled all the way down the street. I wasn't about to stop. I wasn't going to turn around. I wasn't taking any more chances. And I got the fuck out of Oakland. And that was some crazy shit. Now, I'm not even going to bother doing is that a true story or not. That's a true story. And that scared the shit out of me.
According to
And I
Tim,
told
you
him-
told it before.
Yeah, yes,
I don't
I remember
that.
that. I didn't
so-
remember. We haven't heard the part of the ferrets though. That's
Yeah.
what that is new.
The Angelo Oliva was my boss, and I told him, I said, I'm not taking any calls to Oakland or Richmond after 6 p.m. I will go up there while the sun is up. I will not go there after dark because of that situation. I said, if you expect me to go back up there, I'm going armed. But I actually did start carrying.
You
I
told
still
the riot
carry.
part. You should have just stuck to the animal part.
The
That's
ferret
the
part.
question. Yeah.
And the question is it a true story? In fact, it's all true. And that was some of the crazy shit I've experienced. I really did. I did freak out when she broke its neck in front of me, because I've had to kill rabbits, and that's what you do. You whip them, and she did the same thing. She had it by its head, and she just whipped it, and it just was dead. That's it. It was dead. And scared the shit out of me, freaked me out. I thought I had done something because
We
it's a
tend to
different
show
culture.
dark like that.
I've never met anybody from Laos before. This was the first time I ever met anybody from Laos.
It's not just
And I thought
Laos, dude.
I thought I had done something culturally wrong, and that they killed this animal because I touched it.
No,
And,
Asians just eat everything that has a pulse. I know that sounds bad, but actually a Korean friend told me that.
Yeah,
And they are very resourceful. I mean, nose
I don't
to
see
tail.
anything wrong with
using
that.
an animal nose to tail. that's common practice in Asia, as it should be around the world. Because if you kill it, use as much as you can, not just the fucking
Yep.
fillet.
Well, as I was told as a kid, eat what you kill.
Yeah.
Don't hunt for sport.
There, Penny said it. Get off lawn. Time to go.
Yep, time to get out of here.
Get off
So,
my lawn. I'm
Martin,
tired.
you want to into because I'm still painting right now. So if you want to wrap
Okay.
us up here, I'd appreciate it. Everybody, have a great Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
For deep Chris
By the
Final.
way, 2 weeks of regular Saturday shows for us, and then on the
Yeah.
17th, Tom will be back for doing Alien.
Because on the 16th, Romulus is airing, dropping. So on the 17th, we are going to talk about Alien. So tomorrow
Yes.
we talk about
And Anima
Deep
can
Chris
talk
Final.
about it because she saw it.
Kind of, sort of, somehow.
You
Just
saw
now.
95% of that fucking movie.
I saw 20% maybe. You don't know when I looked at the screen and when I didn't. So
Well, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. Seriously, that's not fucking scary. Oh my God, they're looking at the computer screen. No, I can't watch this.
fuck
Yeah,
off. Not my kind of movie, and you know it.
Ash
So.
and Ripley are arguing. Oh no, I can't watch this.
Oh no, where did you go?
Oh, I think he lost connection.
You think? Oh, there's the asshole again.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to tell you that
this
that's
is-
about as funny as having clap.
Oh,
Pushed by
you don't
Dean
like
Lewis.
it now.
So
Well, guys, this has been all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice Friday night.
Good
See ya.
night.
bye, guys.